Mitchell, thank you for sitting down with me.
You're welcome. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, you're now Research and Extension Manager for SaskBarley.
Yes.
And you are the former chairman of PGDC.
Yeah, getting to be a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, and I know last time I sat down with you, you were still chairman of PGDC, and we're here in Banff for the 2023 PGDC meeting, first in-person meeting in, I guess, 2 years. What's most exciting for you this year?
Well, very glad to be in person again. Doing the meetings online, I was still chair the first time that happened, and so I'm glad that wasn't the first introduction as chair for Sherry, who's the chair of PGDC now. And as it turned out, it ended up being an online meeting, but at least the ground had been broken, and we had that experience from the 2021 PGDC meeting online. And, we got through the material, and it was one of the better online meetings that I've attended that I can recall, especially for a 2.5 day meeting. PGDC is a long meeting, and there's a lot to cover, but I found that it was fairly engaging online, and it worked. But we've had so many interactions with other people, just moving from meeting room to meeting room, breakfast, supper, lunch. All those opportunities are lost when it's online. And this is a meeting of a large number of people that come together, and I think a lot of what happens is you get better discussion at the meetings, and you get the side meetings.
Yeah, there's definitely the formal meetings, and I guess the informal meetings that take place in the hallway and during coffee breaks.
Yeah.
Now, SaskBarley, I think last time I sat down with you too, you were with the government of Saskatchewan. You were the cereals crops specialist.
Yes.
At the time, and you are now, as I said, with SaskBarley. What made you want to make the transition?
It was time for a change. And there was an opportunity with SaskBarley that looked pretty intriguing, and I thought that's something I'd like to try out.
You're involved. You were recently on a webinar that we did at Germination in regards to regional variety trials. And you guys are involved in a couple of pretty cool projects involving regional variety trials and giving new data to growers. And can you give us a little bit of a synopsis on those and what makes them really unique?
Yeah, that's for sure. So SaskBarley is funding, in addition to funding the regional variety trials in Saskatchewan, at least the barley components of it, are contributing to the barley components. There's two projects. One is led by the Canadian Malting Barley Technical Centre, CMBTC. They'll be starting this year into the third year of the trial, looking at the malting quality of all the malting lines, of interest. So they're a little further along in their developments, and then maybe not including the first year entries into the test, but the ones that the malt companies are most interested in looking at and trying to generate good, reliable data from a wide range of environments. So building on what's done through the PGDC, in this case, PERCOB process, to enhance the transition to the new varieties. Variety transition in malt barley has been very slow traditionally. We had Harrington and Metcalf and Copeland, and still Copeland. It's time for something new to take over, and so CMBTC has been taking a lead role in trying to facilitate that transition, and this project is one of those tasks that they're undertaking, and SaskBarley is one of the funders of that project, along with Alberta Barley and Manitoba Crop Alliance. The other project that SaskBarley is funding right now in relation to the regional variety trials is one looking at different analytical methods, looking at the database for a number of the major crops that are in the Sask seed guide, or the varieties of grain crops inset into the seed guide. One of the things about a printed seed guide is you're limited by space. How many rows or columns of data can you include? And so because Saskatchewan tests for 5 years, each variety that goes into the trials, 5 years, 12 locations or more for most of those crops. That is a huge data set. And so there's a researcher, Christiane Catelier from the IHARF, Indian Head Egg Research Foundation, who is looking at this project, collecting the databases going back a number of years and getting the real specific data, breaking it out to get measures of yield stability, so how varieties perform in different environments, and if there's stresses in the environment, if they perform better than expected or worse than expected. We get the averages in the seed guide, and there's value in that. It's really useful information. But because the database is so powerful, we wanted to look at it a little bit deeper, and we're excited to see how Christiane's project proceeds. So it's a project funded part by SaskBarley, part Western Grains Research Foundation, SaskWheat, and SaskPulse.
These meetings have a lot of importance to a producer group like SaskBarley. I mean, this is where the varieties originate. This is where CDC Copeland and Metcalf and all those varieties started, was here at PGDC. They started as lines that didn't have formal variety names yet, and then PGDC put those forward to government for recommendation. Government registered them, and that's when they took off and became those legendary varieties. So I imagine that's why this would have value for you as a part of SaskBarley.
Yeah, for sure. So SaskBarley recognizes the importance of what happens here. In our case, we're interested in PERCOB, the Prairie Recommending Committee for Oat and Barley, one of the 4 recommending committees in PGDC. And so we have members on a number of the committees. So there's myself and 2 of the directors, one who'll be transitioning out. It's his term limit here at the end of this year. And then on the quality team, we've got 2 people on there as well. And so it's important to have that producer input on the new varieties. And I think the experts in the room recognize that they value what the producer input is, and so for myself, I'm an agronomist and on the agronomy evaluation team for barley.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to do this in person again, like you say, and looking forward to seeing what comes out of it. And no, thanks, Mitchell, for sitting down with me.
Absolutely, appreciate it.